then, you horrible lot. This week on Burnt Wolf Airsoft, I'm going to be taking a look at battle belts and some of the pros and cons that go with using them. Now, after switching over to a battle belt some years ago, I've come to much prefer them over tack vests. Of course, nothing's perfect, and it's all down to personal preference, even if it's not the right personal preference, you've got to understand. Now, let's start with cost. I found pre-made battle belts generally only work out a little bit cheaper than tack vests, as most of them don't come with anything, leaving it up to you to spend those extra pennies kitting the thing out. I found this makes them only a little bit cheaper than tack vests, especially if you're running a light vest or a heavy belt. If you're after saving a few pennies, however, this is my battle belt. The base of it is constructed of a 58 pattern belt, ex-Army DMP hip pad, and a set of Orrible webbing straps. The whole thing costs about £30, and if you shop around, you can get it for a little bit less than that. Anyway, back on subject. Just like tack vests, though, they are customizable via mold systems and belt loops, allowing you to add whatever crap you like. Before buying aforementioned crap, it always pays to check the system compatibility, as even though most are cross-platform, different makes can clash a bit and be fiddly to install the new pouches. Having less room than tack vests, battle belts are generally lighter than tack vests, as they limit the amount of cool stuff you can carry around. I've found they really make you think about what you need for a shoot and kind of force you to be a bit more streamlined with your kit, which is a good thing. Less kit equals more thinking. My belt constantly changes depending on what I feel like doing in a day. Of course, though, battle belts do need to be balanced somewhat. Don't put all your gear on one side. They can become horrible things to wear and can cause all kinds of back problems if all that weight's not spread out right. I'd always recommend with battle belts getting padded versions, even though unpadded versions are cheaper. Comfort is king with these, I found. Battle belts still allow a fair bit of kit to be carried comfortably, though, just not as much as their big brothers tack vests. I found with their generally lighter loads, battle belts are more suited to faster playstyle. But with all of that extra freedom of movement comes a cost. They can be buggers to set up so they don't fall down on you as you run, which is a horrible thing to happen. So I'd always say to make sure you get a harness, webbing or yoke, basically suspenders, to help keep everything where it should be. Running a battle belt with this also has the added bonus of spreading that weight out onto the shoulders. And I found that feeling the weight in the straps also helps get the balancing of your kit right easier and reduces rubbing and other problems caused by poor balancing. Battle belts offer a much freer range of movement and allow much more comfortable lying down than tack vests, as most of the gear is located over your hips. Leaning to the side can still be uncomfortable with longer mags and pouches though, but I've generally found this isn't so much of an issue with battle belts compared to tack vests. Having nothing on your chest and back, I found, makes battle belts much better for all year round wear, although in the summer you do get a very sweaty lower back. Not having anything on your chest and back also means that hits are a lot easier to feel with this than the old tack vest. However, kit is still all around your waist, and any kit stuck to your person can still cause issues feeling hits. So it pays to be mindful of this, just like any gear carrying malarkey. Of course, though, if you're more of a sensitive soul, up-close shots are a tad more stingy. So that's always worth bearing in mind when considering this loadout. I'd recommend battle belts for people that like to be fast and light, those that don't carry a lot of gear, and people that like to spend a lot of the day crawling around in the dirt. And that's a brief look at battle belts in Airsoft. Again, a brief summary here for those thinking about getting one of these to ponder over. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Airsoft tips, tricks, reviews, and how-tos. Anyway, back to whatever you're doing. At ease.